job from Guitar Hero Van Halen and Guitar Hero Gran Turismo 2. Well, there's that. Let me just hang on, guys. I'm standing by. AC/DC Rocker Bust from 2014. One of the recent albums. Metallica by Linkin Park. Speaking of which, here's another Holy Grail Linkin Park album, Hybrid Theory. Everything you say to me. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. The Nerve, Urban Hymns. Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights from 2002. God damn, I'm going through a lot of CDs. I'm on absolute rage and fire. Thanks to Alex Hoover gifting me so much. Alright, let's see what we have. Another 2000s classic, Three Doors Down. 17 Days and Medicine at Midnight by the ever so beloved Foo Fighters by, of course, we can never go wrong with Jesus on this band. Next is one of the better country side of Bon Jovi albums, Have a Nice Day. And here's a this is probably the oldest album in my CD update, and that would be The Doors. Rest in peace, Jim Morrison, gone too soon. Light My Fire, can't see any other albums. The End, which was also, by the way, referenced by Sabaton in their Metal Machine song. Bush 16 Stone, and One by One by the Foo Fighters, again, another great album by Foo Fighters. Next is The Architects, For Those That Wish to Exist, which is a pretty deep album name, because I always think about existence and the whole existential crisis, all that stuff, because, it's always stuff I think about, and this is definitely albums that that a lot of people, myself included, damn well needed. Alright, last stock, which I was split in half, of course. Rob Zombie, the Gurner Insertion Ellipse Conspiracy. Another 2021 gem from the classic Rob Zombie that's still going strong. And I'm glad he is. Hailstorm, Vicious. And The Devil Put Dinosaurs here from 2013, which is which had spawned a lot of underrated albums from even classic bands, Alice in Chains included. Next is another kick-ass 2017 album from a classic thrash metal band from Germany, Gods of Violence by Creator. And then you got Terrorizer, World Downfall, another 1980s classic in the thrash metal scene. Next is a very, very underrated modern traditional heavy metal band, which is slightly doomy, but it has like a traditional metal sound that is mixed with no other metal band at all. It's like you listen to it and it's like the purest of heavy metal you could ever hear, and that band, my friends, is The Revenant Ring by Visigoth. First heard the guys when I first heard of Eternal Champion, so I decided to see what the comparisons to Eternal Champion were to get more bands for me to be introduced to, and Visigoth was one of them, and I immediately had to check them out, and boy, was I blown away by their 2018 album, Sacred, I think it was either Sacred Oath or Warrior Queen. I don't remember the album name, but I'm just saying it kicks ass. Protest the Hero, Palimpsest, from 2020, which is one of the only good things about 2020, if I do say so myself. Next is another kick-ass Creator album from 1990, Coma of Souls. When the Sun Burns Red, Coma of Souls, People of the World. I think the guitarist of Sodom was even on this album, which he did join Creator for a while, but unfortunately that was like the only good Creator album he ever produced with them. Pretty much a one-hit wonder with in the Creator realm. Because it sucks because he had such a good catalog with Sodom, and then to be a victim of thrash metal bands trying to capitalize on the success the grunge metal bands had is just quite honestly somewhat dismal. Only few metal bands were not victims of it, like Overkill, because they knew how to adapt the right way when it came to the music scenes changing. There's Nothing to Lose, which is another classic by Foo Fighters. And here's another Foo Fighters album. I think I have all the Foo Fighters album. And here's Necrosuros by Asphyx. Finally, the Last One on Earth is not the only album I have in their catalog. And I expanded it just a little bit. So in Imperial from 2020, which is another brand new heavy metal band that I am glad to have own a CD by them by now. Here is The World Alive, Dark Matter. Damn, Hoover, you really went out of your way to finish off The World Alive's discography for me, and I'm glad you have, and I'm glad I don't have to bust my balls to try and harm my bank to complete the discography of the majority of the bands that are in this pile. Thanks to you for going out of your way to spoil me. You really did not have to do this, Hoover. I really, really, really do not think you had to do this, but good God, were you such a determined motherfucker to do all this. Finally, I have a classic black metal album by none other than the mighty, which is the album In the Night Side Eclipse and Seether, Poison the Parish. And then here's another Seether classic, Isolate and Medicate. Oh, sorry. I would update all these right now, but for some reason iTunes is a little flaky, so I'm going to have to see what's wrong with it before I could really update my stuff. Next is Evanescence, The Bitter Truth, and Chevelle Neuratius. Kick-ass new Chevelle album. 2021 has gone out of their way to really kick ass harder than usual this year, and I'm really happy that they are. I've been listening to this album quite a lot lately, thanks to my good buddy Daniel Jackson practicing the second track on this album on Guitar Hero 2, and that's none other than The Crusade by Trivium. And another 2006 badass gem. I just cannot get over the melodic solo on Detonation. It's just so... And then the slow ending seagull sound effect when it sounds like... At the very end of the first solo in Detonation. It's like, how do these guys pull this shit off? Like, what's their secret? And let me finish off this stack with these 4 Chevelle albums. The North Corridor, La Gargola. Hats Off to the Bull. And Sci-Fi Crimes. I have all of Chevelle thanks to you, Hoover. I still cannot appreciate enough what an awesome, kick-ass friend you really absolutely are. Like I said, you really didn't have to do any of this. But the fact that you do it anyway, in response to me spoiling you in New England, is quite staggering. Vina Sarah by Chevelle. Sorry, my CDs fell over. Oops. Looks like I need to slow down a bit. Next is a 90s death metal classic, Clandestine by Entombed. Finally, it's no longer only left-hand path. I finally got Clandestine, where they mix pretty much a death and roll album meshing with the extreme side of thrash metal. And I'm glad I finally own it. Which is a shame what happened to Petrov, the lead vocalist, because stupid fucking cancer really just had to stick its nose where it doesn't belong and ruin everything. So I decided to buy that album in his honor. Next is the pioneer of death metal, Seven Churches by Possessed. A lot of people say that it's death that originated death metal, but I still honestly stand by the fact that it was Possessed that pioneered death metal. Because even Sepultura released their album Morbid Visions before Scream Bloody Gore. So I like death. I really do think Chuck Schuldiner was a phenomenal guitarist, but I really got to be fair and say that Seven Churches and Sepultura were the founding fathers of death metal. And here's Chevelle again. Wonder what's next. And this type of thinking. I hit the jackpot big time with Chevelle. And thank you to Daniel DK for introducing to me this particular band to me, Sereth Ungol, Paradise Lost. And we've got another classic thrash metal album by Sodom, Better Off Dead. I don't have much energy to perfectly mimic it right now, so that's the best I could do. So I gotta tip my hat to this kick-ass guitarist named Daniel DK for introducing me to this album because of his soundtrack and his streams, which I really gotta catch up with him more often because he really does have a kick-ass taste in music. Big thrash metal fan, big traditional heavy metal guy, death metal person, pretty much everything that I listen to. So I don't know why I haven't caught up with him much lately, but since I do follow him on Twitch, I really gotta catch up with him more. Resurrection Through Carnage by a Swedish death metal band, Bloodbath. Another album I remember obsessing with when I was 17 years old, which is still a minor age. I remember slightly using this album to freak out some of my sensitive friends. Some of them liked it, some of them didn't. Nevertheless, I didn't care. I just loved to listen to death metal. Speaking of another album I used to obsess with when I was 17, Blood Oath by Suffocation. One of the more diamonds on the rough for 2009. That year can go fuck itself with a high voltage taser, but Blood Oath was a kick-ass album, and always will be. At least I have Blood Oath to look back on for kick-ass albums in 2009. Shitty year, but some albums is what made it less shitty, is what I'm saying. Next is a thrash metal classic. I know a lot of people consider them black metal because of their track name, black metal, but sorry, that's like saying Pantera was power metal because of their album Power Metal in, I think it was the album Power Metal, which was the final album they had before they went thrashy groove in 1990 with the album that is confused to be the debut, Cowboys from Hell. Speaking of albums that have hell in it, Welcome to Hell by Venom. I don't know why I've held out on this classic for so long either. There's a lot of classic notable albums that I held out for so long on, but it's just because I was trying to complete a lot of catalogs from other bands of a specific genre or decade or something. I don't know. Nevertheless, I'm glad I finally got out of my dry spell and bought Welcome to Hell by Venom. And to finally finish all of this off, A Blaze in the Northern Sky by Dark Throne, which is definitely a kick-ass classic black metal album from the 90s that you can never go wrong with. Next is Tapping the Vein by Sodom. I saved some of the best for last. Tapping the Vein by Sodom. From 1992. I figured since I already had so many 80s thrash metal albums from at least the notable thrash metal bands or commercially successful thrash metal bands, I decided to go dig deep into their 90s stuff as well. I honestly don't know at this point what bands I have all of the 80s from, but nevertheless I gotta expand it a little more, see what I have missing, see what I'm missing out on, see what albums to even avoid. I appreciate you all dedicatedly watching through all these 40 minutes. Sorry that I did not go in depth too much. I just didn't want to have this video overstay its welcome. Appreciate the engagement. I certainly appreciate Alex Hoover's dedication to expanding my collection whenever I am too lazy to do it, because I always rely on that motherfucker to spoil the shit out of me. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Stay tuned for whatever comes next. I'll be seeing ya. Stay in tune for more. Sorry that I procrastinated this CD update for so long. I was just busy with other stuff, and with the whole so many CDs coming in, I just didn't want to do it without the ones that are on the way. So there's that. Hope you guys liked what you were given in this video, because I really waited out too long and finally picked the right time to do it. So anyways, peace out everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Hope you all are having a good summer. Space out. Alright guys, that is all. Thank you for enjoying that improvised video. Stay tuned for more.